Good evening and welcome to the Build with Baer workshop. My name is Pat Baer. I'm here to build a model kit and to hang out with all of you. And I'm going to start by throwing the Baer Cave, the Lego, the Scythe, and the Tier 2 blue emote in the chat. If you are currently a subscriber, you can reply with those emotes. If you are not yet a subscriber, you can use other people's emotes or just say hi. Or you could be a lurker and not say anything at all. But this is the intro portion of the stream where I look to see who's here by saying hi to people. Ghost Valve throws in the Lego emote. Hello, Ghost Valve. Happy to have you here. Hope you're doing well. But yeah, so if you're here, Mingle Dorf is throwing in just a dog emote, which we like. We're not opposed to that. Certainly, saying hi, hello. You can also say hi if you don't want to use emotes. That's also another thing. Anyway, tonight's agenda. Let's body complete this Raider Gundam full mechanics. Let's get the waist done. Lord Crashton says, hey, Pat, and throwing some emotes in there. Hey to you, Lord Crashton. Happy to have you here. Got a bunch of the regulars here. We'd love to see that. Yeah, we're going to finish the waist of this kit. We're going to work on the backpack. We've got weapons to build. There's not a lot of weapons with this kit, but there's some, including the fact that also, I should point out, the waist, the side skirts on the waist are the claws for flight mode, and they're big. So there's still stuff to build on this kit. We are not done. We're on page 11, and there are 22 pages of building, although one page is just several pages are how to transform it into its flight mode. So it's not like we've got like a lot. And then also there's a couple parts that exist solely for creating foot space for when you convert this into flight mode, you could put the Calamity on top of it. Do I have my Calamity out? No. Will I have my Calamity to put on top of this later? Also, probably not. I probably won't dig. I do have the Calamity, but it is in deep storage here in the house, and I don't think I'm going to get it out for this. So probably not. And we're going to talk tonight. We're going to hang out. I'm going to New York tomorrow morning. I have to wake up at 5:40 in the morning. That's a.m. my time. Tomorrow I'm going to be waking up so that I can get to the airport, eat breakfast, and then fall asleep on the plane. It's a 2-hour flight, and my hope is to take an hour nap. It's going to be hard because they're going to give us like a beverage or something, and I'm going to like wake up again. But my seat's comfy. I paid extra for more leg room and earlier boarding on my flight to make sure that I can get on the plane early enough to make sure that I get the overhead compartment that I need. But I got the laptop I'm using, and that doesn't weigh much at all, so my backpack's pretty light. But I'm just going to hang out on that flight up. So that's this weekend. Going to be in New York. I will say this probably 3 times during the stream, but I'll start now for the diehards. My goal is to do a stream this Saturday at 5 p.m. Eastern. So that would be 4 hours before my normal stream time. If you're trying to do the math and you're like, Pat, you stream at 6 o'clock for me. So just subtract 4 hours. So 5 p.m. Eastern, 2 p.m. Pacific time. I'm going to do a 5 p.m. stream this Saturday because I have plans. It'll be a New York stream, hanging out, talking about my flight there and landing, going to my storage unit. By that time, I will hopefully gone to some kind of store to look at model kits, maybe purchase them, but definitely look at them, and just kind of a check-in. Now, all of this will happen if the Wi-Fi at the place I'm staying is solid enough for me to stream. New York, Twitch has a good hub in New York, so the ping shouldn't be bad, but it's about the connection. So I won't know until I test it, right? Because that's not a thing you ask your Airbnb host. Like, you can ask, oh, is there Wi-Fi? You don't ask, hey, do you what's the upload like? Do you stream? What's the connection? Is it solid? Y'all Twitch over there? You don't ask that. I guess you could ask that, but you don't. I don't, anyway. So I'm going to find out when I get there if the internet's good so I can do a Saturday stream. If not, if I can't, I'll let everybody know. Discord, I'll say it on the Discord, I'll say it on my Twitter, I'll post it on Patreon, I'll get the word out as best I can. Saturday, or sorry, that's Saturday. No stream at the regular time. Hopefully a stream earlier. Monday, 10 p.m. start time, an hour later than normal. So an hour after now. But on Monday, that's the start time. My flight lands at 8 p.m. So if there's any delays, and it doesn't take that long to get from the airport to my house here, but I don't want to like rush. And then also like for the couple days I'm taking my camera down, my overhead camera that's up here. I'm taking that down so it's not dangling when I'm nowhere near this place. So I'm gonna have to do some setup. I'm gonna have to like get my model kit set up. I'm gonna have to like do the backdrop again because I'm not just gonna leave that up like it is. I mean, I'll leave partially it up, but I'm not gonna do the full thing. So you get what I'm saying. I think that's it as far as that goes. So to recap, Saturday, hopefully a stream at 5 p.m. from New York City. Monday, probably starting at 10 p.m. Shouldn't be any problems. And it will be a full stream. I'll go to midnight. We'll just end an hour later. I will still give you that 2-hour stream. And if there's any issues, again, my Discord, Patreon, and I'll make it like a public post on Patreon that anyone can look at, and my Twitter. Follow those for information. And my apologies for breaking my schedule, but I rarely do that. That Wednesday, a week ago yesterday, when I didn't stream on Wednesday, that's the first Wednesday I've missed. This upcoming Saturday stream, let me say that. This upcoming Saturday stream is the first Saturday that I am missing since I went to Philadelphia. And that Saturday, I did a live stream that I hosted on this channel. So I don't miss stuff. And my apologies that I am. Did I think about bringing some Lego to do a stream up there? Yes. I'm not doing that. Because I want to be out on a Saturday night. Really, honestly, if I was at a convention where I didn't have something that Saturday night, maybe I would. But I have plans on Saturday. I'm going to 2 different comedy shows, and one of which I will probably be performing in. Anyway, I have definitely done a longer intro than I would normally do, so I'm going to reply to my own tweet, see if we can get a few more friends to join us, and then let's go to the, let's just really quick check one thing here real quick, and then we'll go to the overhead and start with the building. While I get that going, if you are not currently following me, please give me a follow here. I am at 1,797 followers. 1,800 is just a number that is nice. It's not nice. It's just nice. There's no capital N. It doesn't mean anything really, but it's something that I would like to hit that number. So you can see we got the upper half done. We got our legs fully done here. We just need to build the waist for it. So I'm going to shove that over there. We'll just put those there so you can kind of see it while I work on the waist, which actually starts over here. I made a mistake. It starts on page 10, not 11. I goofed it. All right, so I need I and F. Get F1 and then I. There's F1. These are all F1 pieces, and then I2. I'm looking forward to not needing as many of these sprues, because it will make my life easier if I have less sprues that could fall as I take them out of my still not perfect storage here for these. I used to be when I had the longer I talked about this before. When I had the longer table, it was right here, but now that's where my third monitor is, because I shouldn't stack a third monitor with my current setup. I don't stack a third monitor with my current setup. That's what I should say. I do a 2-monitor setup now, and it lives over there. But that's where I would like to keep these, and I don't have that. I have to figure out how to fix that. I mean the actual answer to fixing that is that I get another small table that I just set up with these on it, but I don't have that. I don't know. I gotta think about that. It would have to be something that I could like collapse or easily shove under something and move. So I gotta figure that out. That's a future Pat problem, not a current Pat problem. Anyway, What can we? Let's see. We got that New York City trip coming up again. Leaving tomorrow. Friday's plans. Going to my storage unit. Hell yeah, gonna go to my storage unit. Gonna get the League of Heels stuff that I have in storage, including the big belt, the gold, the Johnny Cashanova's title, which he has put in our holdings. And you say, Pat, why don't you have your champion carry the belt around? And there's two reasons why we'd never had the actual champion. Well, let's see. First things first, Alex Navarro brought his replica belt to the show, which he won. And so he had it, and he just took care of it because it was his belt. So it made a lot of sense for him to just carry around his dang belt. When it became very clear that we needed to have an actual belt that wasn't owned by just somebody and was like ours, and we got that made, it kind of led itself to one of us carrying it around. One, because it's just a pain in the ass to ask someone to fly with a belt. Like, I don't know how these wrestlers do it. What with like the physical belts, and then also they got to carry around those money in the bank briefcases and all that. But yeah, flying with a belt is really annoying because it has to be like you either have to check a bag or you have to like really go through security. And hey, guess what? I thought Austin converted the belt into necklaces and gave it out to people. Yes. That is the canonical explanation for why we went from the WWE replica belt that was actually Alex's to the current belt that we have. Is when Austin became champion, we also had a belt that he could use, and then the storyline reason why is this so hard to do? The storyline was that he melted the old belt down, but really we just didn't want to keep having to make Alex bring a belt. And we wanted something with our logo and all that, a real thing. Besides traveling with it being annoying, which is why one year, the fine folks at Oni, who, some of whom still work there now, despite everything. I almost finished putting this together. I'm gonna use my wedge tool here, my plastic separator tool here, to separate this part because I missed a piece. Aristofan just subscribed to tier 2. That's 48 months on a 48 streak, saying 4 years, 4 years, 4 years, 4. So let's hit the old applause button. And let's throw the Baer Cave, the Lego, and the site emote in the chat. Thank you very much. That's awesome. Aristofan, thank you so much for your consistent support. 4 years is a very long time. Lord Crashton wants me to hit the dance button, and I will. It's time to dance. Clap. So, as you know, it didn't take that long for me starting to stream to becoming an affiliate. So, like, it's pretty close. Oh, and then Minkle wants me to ring the bell. Here's the physical bell that I will ring. I will have the MP3, that dance MP3, available for Saturday if people want to use those. I will not have the physical bell, but I guess I could make a bell noise if people want to use that bell. But thing, I could turn it off, I guess. Maybe I will. I don't think I will remember to do that, but maybe I will. But I definitely promise that I will have that sound for people. That song will play if people want to dance on Saturday. What was I going to say? Oh, yeah. The other reason why that wrestling belt, besides the fact that it is annoying to travel with, and one year I did have my fine friends at Oni just took it back with them along with other stuff. The other reason why we kept it is so that it could live at the table when we started selling stuff. When League of Heels was selling merch and we had a booth. A wrestling belt on a table nothing drew people more than that. There are two things. Get the YouTube vid that whichever wrestling federation uses for the match. Yes, I could have. I could easily get a rip. See, here's the thing I would do, Lord Grashton. I would rip the MP3 of that instead of just playing it off the internet. What if the internet goes down? GCW, come on. You gotta use software to rip that MP3 or WAV file and then just put it in a playlist. What are you doing? Anyway, what was I say? Oh, so there are two things that drew people to our table in Bandland. A thing to note, this is for PAX. Bandland, which is called Brandland for PAX Unplugged because there are no concerts at PAX Unplugged. Bandland is the Friends of PAX area for people that aren't on the show floor but are familiar with PAX, the bands and solo performers that want to have a space to sell merch and promote their stuff. And then people like Chris Straub, Loading Ready Run. The guy that made Foxtrot is often just there doing his thing. Lashbrook, often venues that are doing live streams will have two different internets, and they'll have the internet that is for the upload, and then they'll have the Wi-Fi network that is hopefully on a different thing. Venues that know what the fuck they're doing that offer live stream services will do that. But yes, if the internet goes down, the bell not ringing is not the biggest problem. But anyway, to go back to what I was saying, God, what the fuck was I just saying? So Bandland / Brandland, those places exist for friends of the of PAX. Foxtrot guy, Chris Straub, Loading Ready Run, music acts. Sometimes some of the people that were on that worked for the company but don't anymore might end up there. And then also, maybe a couple big podcasts, the big We Play D&D podcast things, live plays, but they want to sell some merch, and so they'll also have in Bandland. And then at one point, also us. Now, if you don't know what League of Heels is, you don't know what you have no reason to investigate. Probably you're just walking around. But there were two things at our table that might get you your interest. The most important one is a big ass gold wrestling belt, gold on black wrestling belt that just screams to people, hey, there's a fucking wrestling belt over there. What's this? Wait, is this wrestling at PAX? Is there wrestling at PAX? I didn't know there was wrestling at PAX. Oh, whoa, there's wrestling at PAX. Cool. What is this? Who's in this? Oh, I kind of know. Yeah, all right, I kind of know them. Oh, yeah, I've heard of that website. Oh, cool. Oh, I don't know who those people are. I played that video game. Whatever. That drew people better than anything we've ever done. Our merch kind of did okay with strangers, but a big ass belt, especially if I had it on the table, but especially if I had it over my shoulder, because people would come up and go, can I take a photo with that big belt? And I would say yes, and they would, and then I would be like, take a button, they're free. The button says League of Heels on it. Please come to our show. Please come to our panel. The other thing that worked pretty well is we were the only people at PAX. We might be the only people ever to do this, but I can say there were several PAXs where I looked at every store on the show floor, and we were the only people in the entire venue of PAX East one year and PAX West one year that were selling VHS tapes. The PAX Unplugged, where we sold VHS tapes, there was, there were board games, VHS board games, and they gave away those at the end. But two, there was one booth on the show floor, one table on the show floor that was selling VHS tapes. So we were one of two places to sell VHS tapes that at PAX Unplugged. But at PAX West and PAX East, we're the only people that have, that year at least, that were selling VHS tape. So some people came up and they were just like, is that a VHS tape? And I would be like, yes. The little TV that I added, the little monitor that played some wrestling stuff, some of our stuff, that did get some attention. But I only did that for 2 shows. I only did that for 2 shows. So I think eventually that would pick up more steam. Because we also had it, I had sound on for it. So it played a little sound. So that's the reason why I have the belt. So that belt is coming home to South Carolina. It's coming to its rightful home, which is not in my storage unit. If you're wondering, Pat, why did you keep it in your storage unit? The answer is, I did not know how long I would be here. I certainly did not think that I would be here in 2022, in the summer of 2022, when I left in the summer of 2020. Now, had I known that I would be here for 2 years, I would not have gotten a storage unit at all. I would have shipped a whole lot of shit down here for what would have been a ton of money at the time, but when you compare it to how much money I've spent on my storage unit, it does not compare at all to how much money it has cost me to keep that storage unit. If you compare that to like the upfront cost of getting something here, it's like nothing comparatively. So I would have shipped a bunch of stuff here. I would have thrown out a bunch more stuff. I would have given away more stuff, because when I move to New York, I will take the stuff that's in that storage unit, but I also could have just started from scratch. I could have started with a futon. I could have started with a day bed. I could have started with a sleeping bag. And instead, I'm going to start with like mostly a full like bedrooms of stuff, which I did not really need to keep there. If it had been for 6 months, even if it had been for a year, probably would have made sense. But now that it's been 2 years and I don't know when I'm moving back, because this isn't me moving back, this is me going up there for a weekend. Probably should have fucking I shouldn't have had a storage unit, is what I'm saying. I should have mailed a lot more stuff, shipped a bunch more stuff down here, which I didn't do. Anyway, I'm going to get all that stuff. I don't know. I have the little TV that I said that I had, like the, which is meant to attract attention. It is meant to draw the eye with like some sound and some visuals and draw people in. Your eye catchers. That's the other idea with the big wrestling belt. The wrestling belt's an eye catcher. VHS tapes are an eye catcher. A T-shirt that looks like the Bullet Club but is about video games is an eye catcher. Those are things that are supposed to draw the eye to the table so that I can make eye contact with you and then try to sell you merch or get you excited about my wrestling show. That's all that is. So I have the little monitor. I'm going to bring that little monitor. Still wish I could have gotten one of those. I'm sorry, Lashbrook. That was the bummer thing, right? Like, we can't sell that on Pro Wrestling Tees. Like, there's no way we can sell that on Pro Wrestling Tees. That shirt had to be in person only. And then I sold I did sell, like, through PayPal, a few of the shirts that we had left in stock. I think we may have like 3 shirts in my storage. But they're the old shirts that you could also just get at Pro Wrestling Tees. And honestly, even though you're paying more from Pro Wrestling Tees, you can get the blue and red shirts that are just our logo in bigger sizes than we could afford to sell, because we could only go so big before it cost us just too much money and we couldn't do it. But there we can do that because you're buying it through a website and they're, made to order. But yeah, that shirt will only be live only. And then the original t-shirt that was just the NES controls. It was the NES map of how to play. Was it WrestleMania 2000? Yeah, it was WrestleMania 2064. It was just the manual. That's a thing we can't sell on a website. So we can only get somebody to make it. We could have tossed it on Redbubble, I guess, but actually, so here's the thing. Because they sell that shirt, the Young Bucks, not just Pro Wrestling Tees, the Young Bucks sell have the U.S. distribution rights for the Bullet Club, and they sell that shit in Hot Topic. So Bullet Club parody shirts are tracked down. Like Redbubble might do it because Redbubble does whatever the fuck, but other like the place we got our shirts made wouldn't make that shirt, wouldn't make a Bullet Club parody because they know they'll get a cease and desist, even though it would like even if the link wasn't shared, it was just a family thing. They won't touch it unless we have, unless we have permission from the Young Bucks, which apparently some people have gotten to do parodies of it. That those people, their rivals who make their own random ass Bullet Club shirt have gone through proper litigation to make that happen. Yeah, we had I don't know if I told this on stream before. The League of Heels shirt that I have worn that is just, let me find it. I probably have it in here. I can throw this in here. Because I believe I have is it in the good stuff? I think it's in the good stuff. Desktop, shortcut. Let's see. Downloads. Nope, it's not in there. Sorry. I don't remember where I keep the League of Heels stuff. Pack stuff, League of Heels. There we go. You have a bootleg Run GFB shirt? Yes, we eventually sold Run GFB shirts. Lang did a run of them and gave them away, and then somebody recreated it and sold it themselves for people that didn't get the free ones, which Lang was like, sure. And then we sold them, and then I don't know if we'd ever do it again. Well, because they weren't a faction by that point. So let's see. No, we don't want to sell. I don't want to show that. Got the merch. There it is. So, that's a PDF. That's not gonna be able to show that. Why is this a fucking PDF? Sorry. I have my pricing guide. It's nice. I did not know that I saved the price. Here we go. Oh, that's big. So this is the parody shirt that we sold. That I got to make way smaller because it's fucking gigantic for some reason. This is the video game shirt that we sold that we had to have a printer make specifically for us. Like a print shop made this because what do they care? So we got that. And then we have this shirt, which we've also sold in red. And the League of Heels store is still up on Pro Wrestling Tees, prowrestlingtees.com/League of Heels. You can still get that in red and blue. We never did a purple version. We probably should have at some point done the purple version for PAX Unplugged, but we didn't. We just sold the video game shirt again and whatever we left. Because we sold a lot of the red shirt at PAX East. And hey, guess what? We didn't fucking sell enough of the blue shirts at PAX West. So I sold the blue shirts at PAX Unplugged as well. Because we just did not sell enough of it. And we got a bunch of posters. I'm going to bring all the posters. Now, should I mail all of these goddamn posters and such that I have in storage? Should I mail all of that to just fucking friend of the stream, Xandra, and just be like, here, Xandra, this is your problem now? No, I'm not going to do that. Because someday we'll do a show again and I'll sell that stuff. One poster we have so many extra of that I'm not bringing them back. There's one poster that is just, we have too many goddamn of them, so I'm not even going to worry about it. And that poster is, of course, the Goku poster. We just made too many of them. It's the West Coast Wishes, which is members of the cast drawn like they are Dragon Ball characters, which is, in my opinion, our best goddamn poster, because some people will argue that our best poster ever is the one that's just Lang and the world that Humanity did, but that's huge, and it was too big, and we never sold it again. It's not in our back. It's the only poster that's not in our backlog, our back catalog, classic merch sales, I should say. It's not in classic merch because it's too damn big, and I refuse to travel with it. I don't even have them. I believe they are most likely, if any of those big posters exist, they are in a shipping tube maybe in the store, maybe in Aaron's store. I actually don't know if Aaron has them still. They might be at Aaron's parents' house in Boston. So I would have to ask his brother for them, I guess, if I wanted them. Which, I could want them. But yeah, we still have all our merch. We have the comics, the early comics. We have a bunch of different things. Okay, so this hook has to... Oh, it's got to go in like this. Okay. There it is. That hook is good there. We're doing the front skirt parts here. Got to get this together. So yeah, that's a big part of my New York plan is going to my storage unit. Not obviously. I've talked about this before. Part of me going to New York is to try to get work, find some reasons to go up there for extended period of times, or permanently go back. Is this 17? This is 17? Okay. Because I want to go back to New York, so I'm looking for good reasons to go back. So I need work there. So the goal is to get that work and to make the move back. I have meetings set up, and hopefully those meetings will bear fruit, and I will be able to get a gig or something up there, something permanent, something that is enough for me to use the money that I have saved to get a place to stay for a while, or crash with friends while I wait for my first paycheck, or have enough to make sense for me to be up there for a while I work for other things, because people want, the stuff, not all the things I'm applying for are live theater, but every live theater thing that I'm applying for, they're like, well, you don't live in New York. And it's like, yeah, I used to, and I want to go back. And they're like, well, let us know. There have been places who have been interested in me, and they say the same thing, which is, well, let us know when you live here, or when you live, in Jersey or something. And I'm like, well, you giving me a job would mean that I could live there. And it's not their responsibility to make it so that I can live in New York, which I understand. But also, what if it fucking was? What if they fucking wanted me to be there and wanted to make it happen and actually wanted it to go the way that I want it to go? A theater that I applied for a work for in a theater that I applied to do some work for in Chicago, but they could not offer me a full-time position, reached out to me again to see if I was still available to maybe work for them part-time, to which I said, no, I can't. You have to. I was like, yes, the corporate conundrum, indeed. I had to remind them, no. Remember our last conversation was, because they were like, yeah, we're definitely interested in working with you, and we just want to follow up on that. And I was like, yeah, the follow-up was, you were going to let me know when you could offer me a full-time position, because I can't work for you for for free. I need to work for you. I can't move to Chicago for a part-time job. And they were like, oh, right. Yeah, we can't offer you full-time. And it's like, okay, yeah, I know that. So don't worry about it. Let me know when you can offer me a full-time job. And they were like, okay. Great. We'll check back in. And it's like, are you just going to keep checking in to see when I've moved to Chicago? But I'm not going to move to Chicago for a part-time job. I've never been to Chicago. Forget never lived there. I've never been there. I have 2 friends that I know that still live in Chicago, and I think one of them is moving. So and also, hey, guess what? One of my friends, I cannot ask to stay with them because they have a husband and a giant dog and a tiny apartment, and they're not going to put me up for more than a day. So, like, I can't, like, I don't even have people that I could stay with. I'm not going to invade my friend's life. The person I would have crashed with out there moved out of Chicago. So he's just like, well, I can't go hang out with them. So, like, yeah, I can't just, like, go to Chicago for whatever. But anyway, New York, I'm going to see some shows. I'm going to be in a show, most likely. I'm going to see fucking wrestling. Oh, yeah. I'm going to see goddamn wrestling on Sunday. Going to see House of Glory. Going to see Amazing Red versus Malachi Black. Going to see Bandito versus Loki. Going to see Fatu versus motherfucking Brody King. I think Buddy Matthews is wrestling somebody because everybody but Julia is going to be for House of Black is going to be there, but I don't know if Buddy is wrestling anybody. I think he is. I can't remember. And the main event that I'm very excited for, my main dude, love of my life, Eddie Kingston, wrestling the main event against Fujiwara. It's going to be rad as shit. And then also a bunch of Hey, here's the thing. Do I know anybody that wrestles for House of Glory? No, I don't know any of these local talents. Their world champion is apparently a Charles Manson type. Like, he's like Charlie Mason is literally his name. And and I was like, all right. The Arctic Sloth just subscribed tier 1. That's 8 months. Thank you so much. Let's throw the Bear Cave Lego. Cite them out in the chat. Let's hit the applause. Thank you for your continued support, Arctic Sloth. Appreciate that very much. Let's throw the Bear Cave, the Lego, and the Cite them out in the chat. Thank Arctic Sloth for their support. Appreciate it over here. Oops. Just dropped what I need here. Oh. That's got to be F1. This is F2. Do we need a G? I do need one G. G19. G. I need G19 at one port. That's 22. Okay, so I need that. I'll need that. But yeah, thank you very much. Appreciate it. Sorry, I gotta reach back here. Get this. Hell yeah, I did it. Can't wait to have less of this stuff. So yeah, I'm gonna see some goddamn wrestling. Can't wait to see some goddamn wrestling. In New York on Sunday. I got some meetings, like I said. Got some shows. Friday night, might be going to an improv show. Might be going to a punk. I might go see music, which the one thing I did not see a lot of in New York was music. I saw definitely more plays, and I didn't see a lot of plays, but I definitely saw more plays than music in New York. But a friend of a friend and a friend, a different friend, a friend, and then also, weirdly enough, somebody that they don't know, that I know through another person, I said it very awkwardly there, are going to be there. Basically, I know multiple people that are playing the same concert, and I have not committed to going to that yet. But I might. I also might just watch Rampage on Discord with friends. I might go to a dinner. I'm definitely going to dinner with people, but I might not go out Friday night, and instead I might just watch wrestling from my Airbnb and just kind of take it easy because I'll be running around a lot on Friday. So I'm thinking I might just fucking relax a little bit that Friday night, especially because I'll be out Saturday night running all over the city because I'm going to be in a show in Brooklyn and then watch a show in Lower Manhattan, and then get back to a different place in Brooklyn after going out for drinks and hanging out. I'm not going to drink myself, but I'm going to hang out with people after the show. So I was like, maybe, what if Friday night I didn't go out? Or if I did, I just go to an early show and I don't like, what if I don't go to a concert? I probably don't know if I should go to a concert. Thought you said you were going to watch the hit movie Rampage on Friday. No, Lord Crash, it didn't. The All Elite Wrestling have a thing, and I'm going to check that out, called Rampage. It's Thursdays, 10 p.m. TNT. I'm going to watch that with friends. That's my normal Friday night at 10 o'clock. I often also watch SmackDown, WWE show, which is the 2 hours preceding that, but I don't think I'm going to do that because I assume that I will be getting dinner somewhere. But yeah, I might be back and just like not like what if I didn't go out? Because I'm going to be around a shitload of people, and I haven't done that in a while. Like when I went to when I went to PAX Unplugged, I was in Philly, which is not like the busiest city. Like Philly, even in December, Philly isn't like, it's cold, so it's not like full of people. Arctic Sloth loves Daddy Ass. We do appreciate Mr. Ass himself, badass Billy Gunn. We do appreciate him and how he turned on his sons, and then his sons also turned their back on him, and now he's hanging out with his chosen sons, not his blood sons, the Acclaimed, which makes sense. Yes, indeed, it does make sense, and it is a good idea, and we do like that over here. Let's see other things. Speaking of wrestling, holy shit! Last night for AEW Dynamite, right as I went live to play Arcade Paradise, which rules. We'll probably talk about that in the second hour, but Arcade Paradise fucking kicks ass. Second hour of Dynamite, top of the card in the hour, was a AEW unification match. CM Punk, the champion who was on hiatus due to injury, versus the interim world champion who won it he was a number one contender, and he faced there's a battle royale, and he faced the winner of that battle royale, and he was crowned the champion. John Moxley, who was like, don't call me the interim, I'm the real champion, I'm the fighting champion, I didn't get hurt and I didn't go away. Anyway, they were supposed to wrestle at the big pay-per-view that's coming up, but instead they did it last night, and Moxley beat CM Punk in 3 fucking minutes, and it ruled. They set it up. They're like, we only have 2 matches left tonight. We have this, and we have the 3-on-3 tournament match, and we're gonna stay with this, folks. We gotten permission. We can go long. Thank you, TBS, for letting us do that. We're going to go long. If this goes an hour, we're going to get both matches in. Don't worry. And then it was fucking over in 3 minutes, and that kicks so much goddamn ass. It rules so fucking hard. It's so goddamn funny how fast that match was. Holy shit, it rules. It absolutely rules. They uploaded the whole match to YouTube. Yes, instead of the highlights, they just uploaded the whole match because it's 3 minutes. Anyway, Punk suffered a real-life injury and then faked aggravating it to, I guess, play into, he didn't lose clean. He didn't lose after a barn burner. He lost because he probably shouldn't have come back, which I guess sets up a rematch. Hopefully that rematch won't fucking be it all out. I would like this to be done for a little while, but I bet it's not. It's a whole thing. He probably went off script before, calling out some people. It's a whole goddamn thing. He talked shit about somebody who was on suspension, we've now found out. He talked shit about somebody that was like, well, what am I supposed to do? Go out there, go off script? Do what? He's just talking shit about me. What do you want me to do? Whole lot of stuff with Punk. It was awesome. He was being helped and limping to the back, and John Moxley is just celebrating. John Moxley picked up both belts and then threw down Punk's belt because he's just no, this is the real one. Oh, it was great. That is the rumor. Rematch it all out, which doesn't interest me after this. No, Lashbrook, I don't want the rematch. I want something else. They're like, well, maybe it'll be like also the number one contenders will be like, we should get this match. You shouldn't get this match. And maybe it'll be like Hangman Page, and it'll be like, whatever. I'm like, no, I think Hangman Adam Page is going to turn down an opportunity at All Out so they can be in the corner of, well, if they make it to the finals of the Trios tournament. I don't know. I don't know who's going to win in the semifinals, Best Friends or... I believe Dark Order is going to beat... I don't know the spoilers for Rampage. I believe Dark Order is going to beat House of Black because Miro is around. That is my guess. Again, I do not know. You do not have to spoil it for me. I just don't know. But my guess is we're gonna see. All right, we finished the waist. We got to do the side skirts, which are weird. We'll get the side skirts done. Anyway, I figure that's actually what we're gonna see. We're gonna see. I don't know. I don't know. Best Friends or Dark Order, which one wins? But yeah, Moxley Punk 2 at All Out does not interest me. It's weird that they're presenting the third. Yeah, so Lashbrook, my assumption is that they don't think everybody watches Being the Elite, where they explain that Uno won't be there because Uno is in Germany. Now, they taped Rampage last night. Uno was in Germany. If you believe that it's actually Friday night when Rampage airs, Uno could be back. So then you're like, is it going to be Uno? Is it going to be 10? And if you don't watch Being the Elite, where they explicitly said that it's going to be 10, you could think maybe Adam Page is going to do it. That's like what they're teasing, but it's 10. It's 10. It's 10 and Reynolds. The Dark Order does not... Hangman Page is friends with the Dark Order. He's not in the Dark Order. It's 10. It's Vance. There are only 3 members of Dark Order in the country. Indeed. One of them is... There's a 4th member, but he's a child. So it's not going to be negative. -1 is not wrestling. Just Photoshop Uno in the match. Indeed. My hope is that the Dark Order can somehow do a version of the Freebird rules where any 3 members of the 4-person active roster members who are male could interchange themselves at any point. That is what I want. We're not getting that, but that's what I want. Look at this cool color. Look at this fucking cool ass lovely color we got going here. We're going to try to get one of these claw parts done. We got to do 4 of these. Shit, we got to do 4 of them. All right, well, we're not going to get all 4 done. We'll get something of this done. I think you forget about Colt Cabana since he's never going... Oh, no. Yeah, Lashbrook. Colt Cabana... They have said how many members of the Dark Order there are. Colt Cabana is not one of those members. Colt Cabana is not considered a Dark Order member because he is like a Ring of Honor person plus some behind the scenes stuff for them. But yeah, no, I would not count on Colt Cabana appearing on AEW, which just sucks. It's bad. But then Colt is like kind of not in the Dark Order anymore, which sucks. Also because it just kind of ruins. It's a storyline that like the Dark Order basically like hypnotized him. They tricked him. And then there was no payoff for that. Because when the Dark Order turned face, everyone just had to accept that Colt Cabana wanted to be there. Whereas before it was like, oh no, what happened to Colt? They got Colt Cabana. They got Colt, oh no. But yeah, no, we're not going to see Colt Cabana on anything. We might not even see Colt Cabana in like AEW television to prepare for the Ring of Honor shows. Like live anyway. Yeah, I just don't think we're going to see it. Which sucks. It sucks a big fat one. It's annoying. Stupid. I'm not a big... So the deal with Colt Cabana. What about Colt Cabana? Yes, no. Easy. It writes itself, right? Colt Cabana? No problem. I would love the idea of Colt Cabana showing up in disguise and just being like, "Who's Colt Cabana? I'm not. I'm Colt Cabana." He's on YouTube at least. Yes. Well, he isn't. So he is in Germany, Lashbrook. Yes, and he is on the YouTube stuff, but he's not on television because he and CM Punk had a bad falling out, and there was money involved, and respect and love and friendship and all kinds of dumb shit. And CM Punk gets to make decisions like, "Hey, this guy shouldn't be doing things. I don't like him," which is, I choose Colt Cabana over CM Punk any day of the week. I always pick Boom Boom over Chick Magnet. I have always, and I will always. You tell me we're going to book CM Punk or we're going to book Colt Cabana, I'm like, fuck yeah, can't wait to see Colt at this thing. That's me. I don't speak for everyone, but that's me. Always picking Colt over Punk. But yeah, even if for a brief period he was part of an NFT thing, he didn't actually have his own NFTs. He was working for a site that was promoting NFTs, and they paid him a good amount of money to like do live streams that no one watched. And then he apologized because none of his Twitch audience came to watch it, and he was like, "Where is everyone?" And then people told him exactly why they weren't there, and he was like, "Ah, shit, yeah, all right." They're like, "No, we already hate being on Amazon related stuff. We're not going to a fucking NFT site just because you're streaming there." And he was like, "Oh yeah, all right. Should have paid him in NFTs." Yeah, no, they didn't pay him in NFTs. He knows that. He at least understood that. No, you got to pay in real money. Celebrities get NFTs for free. They don't pay for them or get paid in them. Why is this so weird? There it is. These parts go on in a way that I don't understand quite well. But like, sure, I'm figuring it out. I think these look cool. These claws do look neat at least. All right, we're going to finish these claws up, and then we'll take a pause for the claws. And then we'll panel line them and start putting them on their connectors and get them all together and get this kit finally body complete. And then hopefully start on at least some of the weapons. My interest in the tournament has gone down considerably since Death Triangle lost. Yes, Lastbrook. I'm not super thrilled with that. My assumption is the finals will be United. I would assume that the United Empire will defeat the Bucks and Kenny. That is my assumption. And then it will be United Empire versus either the Best Friends or the Dark Order. And I would love for either of those to win. I really do not want Will Ospreay to have a AEW title because it means we get more Will Ospreay, and Will Ospreay fucking sucks as a person. I hate looking at him, and I hate thinking about him. And I don't particularly love him as a wrestler to offset the fact that I hate thinking and looking at him. So my hope is that they're in the finals as the big heels, and then they lose to either the Dark Order or the Best Friends. I would love the Dark Order to have some belts. I would absolutely 100% love for the Best Friends and Orange Cassidy to have that. Also, that my assumption being that, again, I don't know, the Dark Order beats House of Black this week or tomorrow. means that we will have Hangman Page on the outside for Dark Order versus Danhausen on the outside for the Best Friends. And that sounds very fun. Will Danhausen curse a cowboy? He wouldn't curse Sonny Kiss. Will he curse a cowboy? I don't know. Can he curse? Can you curse Evil Uno? He's got evil in his name. Wouldn't Danhausen have a lot of respect for Evil Uno? I don't know. I can't wait to find out. Like if it had done the math after Kenny came back, I could have seen that coming, but they were my favorite to win. Oh yeah, no. Pac already has. Here's the thing, Lashbrook. Pac already has a title, so they don't get. Pac doesn't get 2 titles. Pac having 1 title is kind of incredible for AEW. Him getting a 2nd title, that wasn't going to happen, unfortunately. I mean, the fact that nobody in the world will strap a rocket to Rey Fenix and just give him all of the gold is unbelievable. Like, everybody talks about, would that make Evil good Uno? Yeah, it will just make him player 1 again. He'll just start doing video game stuff. Close to licensed, but not really licensed video game stuff. Let's see. I wonder if Gray will be good on this. I think we're going to probably put... I'm thinking... let's see. Let me see how it looks. Yeah, I'm going to put Gray on this because I think Black would be too much on this. But anyway, look, Rey Fenix should have all of the belts in the company, and it is ridiculous that he doesn't. What are we doing here? Come on. Everybody always talks about who's going to be in the next Rey Mysterio. It's Rey Fenix, damn it. It's clearly Rey Fenix. He's the next Rey Mysterio. It's not Dominic Mysterio. I'll tell you that. Come on. Come the fuck on. But I would love the Dark Order to win. It'd be great for those guys. I mean, Reynolds and Silver should just be AEW Tag Champions. It's nonsense that they aren't. They're such a good tag team. Everybody fucking loves them. It's very silly to me that they're not already the tag champs. What are we doing here? Somehow, the power rankings don't mean anything. I'm not going to talk about power rankings. But somehow in the power rankings, 10 and Uno are ranked higher than them. And I'm like, what are we talking about here? Rey Fenix is the Virtua Fighter guy, right? So Rey Fenix is a luchador. He what was he in Lucha Underground? Rey Fenix. We'll just look up Rey Fenix here. Rey Fenix. What was he in Lucha Underground? I think he was in Lucha Underground. Oh no, he was just Fenix. Okay, he was Fenix in Lucha Underground. Okay, great. There you go. I didn't remember if he had a different name in there, but yeah, Rey Fenix, Fenix, is a luchador. He is one half of the Lucha Brothers with his brother Penta. He is an unbelievable wrestler, a high flyer, a fantastic mass wrestler that can do cool, awesome shit the crowds goddamn love. So he's so amped, beloved, can really fucking work. He gets injured, but still powers through. And when he walks away from injuries, he heals up really fucking fast. But they just strap a fucking rocket to him, but they won't. But they should. He doesn't really need a mouthpiece. He's got a mouthpiece already. If they were like, oh, well, who knows, how much he can go, on the mic and all that. But, he can already. And then he already has a translator already there. Marvez could just fucking talk for him. Nonsense. Shitty. I hate it. Fucking. What are we doing? What are we doing? Big champ. What are we doing? Anyway, I want the Dark Order. Honestly, I want Orange Cassidy to have a goddamn belt. Chuck Taylor to have a goddamn belt. That sounds great. Like, sure. Trent with a belt? Okay. I like Trent the least of the best friends. If I had to rank the best friends, the 5 best friends, yeah, I think Statlander is up higher than it's Orange, Chucky T, Danhausen, Statlander, Trent Beretta. That's my 5. Yeah, I think so. Speaking of belts, I hope Britt isn't winning. Yeah, me too, man. I hope Jamie Hayter fucking cheats to win, and that's the storyline. Jamie Hayter fucking kicks ass, and she's a good wrestler, and she can talk on the mic. And it's time to break up that pairing. So have Jamie fucking pin Britt. Take advantage. Push Britt out of the ring to use Britt work to win. Fucking, I think that's great. Honestly, it's going to be Toni Storm, so that then Toni Storm is the interim champion. Rosa comes back. The two of them fight like they were originally going to do it all out. Toni wins that. That's my guess. But the more interesting storyline for me, anyway, is Jamie Hayter winning. But it's probably going to be Toni. Anyway, this is the Pause for the Cause. If you're new to the stream, I'm going to talk about ways you can support the channel. I'll try to be brief with it, and then we'll talk about some anime, and we'll get into that, and then some video games, and I don't have a lot to say about Gamescom, but we'll talk a little bit about Gamescom, because, why not? Again, I don't have much to say about that. We talked more about wrestling than I would have thought originally. Anyway, if you are currently a subscriber, like Glassbrook just did, you can put the Bear Cave, the Lego, the Scythe emote. If you're a Tier 2 subscriber, if you're a Rista fan, you get the Bear emote, or is it the Blue emote. Subscribing is the easiest way to support what I do here. If you are not interested in subscribing using your Prime Gaming token or Cash Money, you could give me a follow if you haven't already. I would love to get up to 1,800 followers. We are currently at 1,797. I need 3 people to follow me, and then I will fucking hit 1,800 followers, which is just a nice big number. But yeah, you could gift a sub to somebody in the community. Firestarman and Bobby Des Roller and Aristofan all gifted subs this month, which is fantastic of them. Thank you very much for that. Gifting a sub is another easy way to support what I do here. There are other ways to support me outside of using the Twitch platform. Like you could, if you wanted to, go to my Patreon. This is a weird time to do my Patreon. Now, I did just post today over on Patreon. I actually have to make sure that went through. I did post a Q&A. I do a monthly Q&A. Usually it's towards the very end of the month, whereas this is like there's still some days left in the month. But I did want to do that. Okay, it did post. Good. But yeah, if you joined right now, it's the end of the month. It's weird to join right now. But you would get access to the Q&A that is exclusive to Patreon. Let's see. Also, I have a YouTube channel, youtube.com/PatBaer. Subscribing to my YouTube is obviously free. But if you wanted to, you could become a member. You could spend $2 a month there, and you get my Wednesday videos on Tuesday. And the one I put up this current Wednesday one is fucking awesome. And next week's is really good because I recorded next week's already because I didn't want to have to do it when I got back from New York. So jump on board. You get those a day early. That's the least I can do to say thank you is to give you a day early. Those are all monthly ways to support me, but there's also one-time things. You could just like do the monies thing. There's some links to ways you can support me for one time. Everything I make through direct donations through YouTube, which also includes AdSense. So watching my YouTube videos also helps with this. Through Patreon and through Twitch, all goes into a fund. I buy model kits. I would not have been able to purchase this fantastic kit without your generous support. So thank you very much for for helping me out. I just got 3 kits. One's a double pack, but it's still 3 kits. from the premium Bandai, and I would not have been able to pre-order those kits early in the year without your support. So thank you for that. Now, the next thing I'm going to be building when this is done is a Lego set, and that is sent by a friend of mine, and it jumps the queue. Now, a way for you to jump the queue would be buy something from my Amazon wish list. So the stuff that I have in my backlog, I pause. I don't build because somebody has bought something from my Amazon wish list. There are a bunch of different things on there. There's Lego sets. There's inexpensive model kits. There's very expensive model kits. There's stuff that has free Prime shipping. There's stuff that doesn't have Prime shipping. Bunch of different kits that I haven't built on the stream. Expensive kits towards the bottom because why not? Why not shoot for the stars? Maybe you want to buy me a $105 model kit. Why? But you could. People have in the past. And then I have some gear at the bottom because it's always nice to have some gear, including like a bigger Stream Deck than the Stream Deck I currently have, the 6-button one I have. It'd be nice to have a bigger one. An on-air sign, which I would just put it there and it would just go on. I would turn it on before the stream started. It wouldn't do anything, but it would be funny to have. Just stuff like that. You can buy something there. Obviously no pressure for any of that. An alternative to Amazon is my Throne wish list. You go to the Throne, pick something up there. It's nice to have Amazon alternatives. And then also USA Gundam Store. You could just go to USA Gundam Store, buy a gift card. They'll send it to you, an email with the gift card code. Then you find my Twitter account. You send me a DM on Twitter with the gift card code, and then I get that, which would be fun. Wow, never heard back from that friend. Okay. I was just checking my DMs, and a friend did not respond to my, hey, I'm in New York. And that's a bummer, because I wanted to see them. Anyway, I didn't need to say that. I just noticed that they hadn't gotten back to me. Well, what are you going to do? Maybe they don't go on Twitter as much anymore as they used to. I should probably send them a fucking email. Anyway, a way to support me that doesn't cost you any money is to go over to my Discord. Jump in that Discord. I post build photos at the end of every stream. People post stuff they're working on. I post links to the stuff that I have made there. It's probably easier to find that than it is to go through my Twitter. And also, I will post an event page for my Saturday stream if it ends up happening. So you can check that to see. I'll probably know sometime tomorrow if I'm going to do a Saturday stream because I won't know really until I get there. As I said, let's see. Other things. Oh, I got a couple of video links for you to check out. Pat Bear's Anime Club. I got an episode of that where I'm making my recommendations for the summer anime season. This is not... The winter and spring seasons were fucking incredible. The first half of this year was unbelievable. It's going to end strong. This summer season, not my favorite. But there are still some gems. There's still some stuff worth recommending. So you check that out. And then this week's Do You Remembaer is about Bucky O'Hare and the Toad Menace. Which is the Canadian name for Bucky O'Hare and the Toad Wars. That's right. In Canada, they didn't want it to be called the Toad Menace. So they called it the Toad War. They wanted to call it the Toad Menace instead of the Toad War. There. It took me a second to fucking say that properly, but I got there. Do You Remembaer is an ongoing video series where I do some hasty research by reading a Wikipedia article, and then I try to talk about that article and remember as much as I can in a hopefully entertaining manner. That's always the hope. I don't know if I get there, but I damn it if I don't try. I think that is all the stuff I want to link for you. We'll get back to building in just a second. A reminder. I got to do my reminders here. If you were not here at the top of the stream, my Saturday stream is TBD. It will hopefully be at 5 p.m. Eastern instead of 9 p.m. Eastern. I will be in New York. I have to go there and check into my Airbnb and set up my laptop and test the Wi-Fi. If I can stream, I will do a check-in from New York, a live check-in on Saturday. Either way, if I can or can't, I will definitely be streaming on Monday, but instead of my normal 9 p.m. Eastern start time, it'll be an hour later at 10 p.m. Eastern, and it'll run till midnight. Tuesday morning. So come take a look at that. See if keep an eye on that. More details always on my Discord and on my Twitter. All right, I'm gonna drink some water, all cool, and then we're gonna talk about some anime, and I'm gonna dramatically transition to the overhead. Here we go. Water. I recommend. Okay, we're gonna talk about some anime here. Doomsday with My Dog. These are shorts. These are like 1.5 minute episodes where like 10 seconds is just the theme song at the end. They are done in motion graphics style. In Japan, they are just available on YouTube, but in the United States, they have been sent out with translations, and so they just look like. Sorry, let me figure out these pieces here. We need G14, G15, and G24. Okay, great. So Doomsday with My Dog. This is post-apocalypse. We don't know what happened, but our main character, whose name we don't know, is a high school age, maybe college age girl. We don't know anything about her except she is the last human left on Earth, and she has a dog, a Shiba Inu, named Haru, that is kind of keeping her entertained and sane. Now, supposedly, the fact that the dog and the human can talk to each other is not part of this apocalypse. It is just a thing that happened. We don't know why, but they always could talk to one another, even in the past. Because the first flashback happens, and I'm like, wait, they can still talk? Whatever. So it's just short little things of goofy stuff. I watched episodes 11 to 14 because they upload them in chunks. Because like it's a motion comic, so they just have to like remove the kanji. Hey, Taishi Moonshadow just followed. Thank you very much for the follow. Appreciate that. Welcome to the old Bill with Baer. Thank you for hitting the follow button. Appreciate that. Working on the claws, which are the side pieces of this kit right now. Which is a weird thing to say. Working on the side skirt that are also claws, but that is true. That is what's happening. So Doomsday with My Dog. There were 4 episodes that I watched here. The highlights are we started with more goofing around from the Tanukis, and the Tanukis could shapeshift, but they don't. They just don't worry about it, which is fun. I hope this comes back, but we had one run-in with a gorilla. This gorilla was very nice, and our girl was interested in finding out more about this gorilla. But unfortunately, there was a language barrier. It wasn't that, I can't communicate with this gorilla. It's that the gorilla was raised in the Congo and spoke French. And so there was a language barrier, which is a shame, because I was like, I very much enjoy the idea that there might have been the addition of a gorilla to this cast, but apparently no. Let's see. They meet an old couple who are aliens. Apparently there are aliens. And again, this world is full of weirdness. There is no immediate terror or any kind of reaction to the fact that, hey, holy shit, apparently there's such things as aliens in this world. I don't know, but nobody's freaked out about that. I'm talking about a show. Yes, I am talking about the anime Doomsday with My Dog. I should have repeated that. Yes, you're lost. Yes. So at this point, I'm talking about 2 anime shows that I have been watching. A thing I do in the second hour of every stream is I often talk about the anime that I'm watching, kind of reviews, because I watch a lot of it, so that people can find out what's good this season, or what I think is good this season at least. So Doomsday with My Dog is a short form show on High Dive, and is very weird and very silly. Okay, another thing. All right, so they meet aliens, and they seem like kind of down to earth farmers, which is weird. But they're like, oh yeah, we got this flying saucer in the backyard. And basically the dad talks about it, or the husband talks about it, like he's talking about a classic car, but it's it's like, oh, we love the old stuff. You know what we also love? We love collecting like chupacabra and cryptids and anything rare. We love rare vintage stuff. And they're like, uh-oh, the rarest thing in this world is probably the girl because she's the last human. So we got to run away. So they run away. There are no consequences. They just take off, which is funny. And then later they meet a fox spirit who can take the form of a human, but they don't trust it because fox spirits are supposed to be malicious or at least tricksters. So they're like wary of this fox. And the fox is like pretty offended by that. And it's a good thing the fox is there because later a bunch of ghosts show up and they are... Oh yes, the dog in Doomsday With My Dog is a Shiba Inu, which is great name Haru, and the girl we do not know her name. But anyway, apparently there are a lot of cat spirits, and there's a lot of back and forth of like, how can you like cats if you have a dog? And it's just like those are separate things. I can love cats and I love this dog. What's the problem? Anyway, the cat ghosts are drawn to her, but they're weighing her down, so the fox has to exercise them. And it's very fun. It's a good little bit of business. And that's the thing. Again, those are 1.5 minute episodes. They move pretty quickly. There's a little song at the end. They're shorts. They're available on YouTube in Japanese, but they are region locked. So the way to watch them is from High Dive. A reminder, High Dive is used to be independent, is now owned by AMC. There's no deal, as far as I know, between anything with AMC and that. They just own it. They haven't like integrated it yet. So you still have to do the membership. But High Dive does have a 7-day free trial if you want to take a look at some stuff. And they have a few things that Crunchyroll doesn't have that may interest you, like Made in Abyss. Might be a thing that people love. Season 2 of Made in Abyss is there. They have a bunch of like exclusives. Again, I am not sponsored by them. I am just informing people, especially people that have made decisions that they're the kind of people that are like, well, since Sony bought Crunchyroll and merged it with Funimation, I don't watch that anymore. And it's like, okay, well then here's some stuff on High Dive. I hope it doesn't get too corporate for you. I understand. I get it. Let's see. The other anime I want to talk to you about is the Yakuza Guide to Babysitting. I have been told that the next episode, episode 8, which I have not watched yet, this is for episode 7. I have been told that episode 8 features more of the little kid because the last few episodes have been very dude-focused about Kirishima, and I'm not as into Kirishima alone as I am interested in him hanging out with a dog. That's a great question, Shadow. So, this is my reminder about what marker I am using for what part of the plastic, because I do panel lining. I have these colored markers here for that. So, the brown marker is for any red parts of the kit. So, if there's any red parts in there, I'm using a brown marker to highlight, to do the panel lines. And then for any gray parts of the kit, like the gray parts of this part here, I am using the black marker. I ended up for this color here using gray because I thought black would like be too much of a contrast. And that is just a reminder for myself, really, so that like I know what colors I am using, because I usually kind of decide that before I get into the building. All right. So we've gotten this far done. Now we are almost ready to connect all this kit together and actually finish this goddamn kit, or complete the body, if not do the weapons and all that. So we're getting very close. We are almost ready to finish the fight, as it were, which I'm going to be very excited about when we get close to almost being done completing the body of this kit. I need to get more panel line markers. I like the black fluid, but the other colors do not work as well. Yeah, I mean, it depends on the marker. I like these. I mean, these Gundam markers are your standard. Um, but black always works well. Black, I mean, it's black ink, right? You just kind of have to know how you want it to look, right? Like, I think the gray marker on white looks fantastic and really shows up. I don't use the brown marker that much. Some people use black on red, and they use the brown on gold, and I've always disliked that. I always use black on gold and yellow, but some people swear by the using the red on that. But I just never, or the red or brown on that. I just never enjoyed how that looks. The light gray is crap. Oh, that's a shame. Yeah, this gray isn't this. I like this gray. The Gundam marker gray. I've had good luck with it, but also I do the quick and dirty method. I'm just like hitting the marks, hitting with an eraser, or I often use eraser. Sometimes I'll use tissue. Just kind of like doing it really fast, just getting in and out and getting it done. I'm not trying to do it perfect. I will touch up myself on my own stream time. I will go in and touch up because. I want to move along. I don't want to painstakingly do the whole process on my own. I want to move on and get to other stuff and get some progress done on streams. But on my own time, I will go in and clean up and find any spots that I missed and get the sandpaper out and fix my stuff. But in the process of wanting to get some results on stream and keep the conversation going, I will just press on. So the only thing about this episode of Yakuza's Guide to Babysitting is just another fucking dude shows up that wants to fight Kirishima. There's just so many. He got into the Yakuza so that he could one day fight him, and then he ended up in prison, which is fun. It is heavily implied that this dude got fucking murdered by the end of this episode. Which is fun. Yeah, so I believe next episode we'll have more Yaika actually having fun, and supposedly she's making some goddamn friends, which would be nice, because this young lady needs friends. She needs a support network, so hopefully she's getting that in the next episode, or more friends. But yeah, Yakuza's Guide to Babysitting. Obviously, it is about a Yakuza member, being the legal, the guardian of a young lady, and how that kicks ass, and how he's good at it. But it is we are hitting the point where I'm okay, what if it wasn't? What if the dark edge was less dark? And I'm hoping we get there. We get a few more lighter episodes, because it is a little more dark than I originally believed it was going to be. And that is my anime recommendations. I will have more on Monday. I might talk about anime on Saturday in my hangout stream from New York. I'll probably have time to watch my Saturday show, so I might just do that as just to have a conversation, something to talk about. You wish, yeah. That would be nice. I think more options on the market always benefits the consumer. So I don't disagree with you. There should be more options out there. Okay, so I don't have a lot to say about Gamescom. The AEW game looks pretty interesting. I watched some gameplay of that. That looks pretty fun. They aren't doing full entrances, which obviously you skip, but it's still kind of nice if they'd done the full entrances, but I understand why they aren't. But again, kind of wish they had. All right, so this goes like this. And that goes out. And then this covers that up. Hell yeah. I think. Yes. So that was fun. Let's see. I wrote down some thoughts on Gamescom. I watched the Jeff Keighley's, opening thing. Um, the best trailer the whole night, in my opinion. The whole night for them, the whole day for us. Why is this giving me such problems? So this goes like this. All right, it goes in first, and then this goes up to lock it. There we go, and then that can turn out. Got it. All right. So this is 8.6. Okay, so this is 8.5, which is this side, which is gonna go on this side here. Great, getting it. Hey, did you watch the trailer for The Lord of the Fallen? Which is some kind of like third person slashing, or maybe first person slashing epic fantasy thing about like a death knight. And I was like, this is ho-hum. This is fine. Whatever. I don't care about this. And then Mother started playing. Mother by Danzig. It's a Souls-like. Thank you, Lashbrook. Mother by Danzig started playing, and not like a cover, not like we got a pop punk lady to sing this song. No, it's just the actual song. It's just actual Mother by Danzig starts playing, and then like it like fades away and then comes back, and they like treated the trailer to the song and like really tried to make it work, and it's hilarious that they did that, and it made me laugh so much. They're like, yeah, no, this is what this trailer needs. Mother by Danzig. Great choice. I would have completely. You saw a bit of Gersman. Yeah, Gersman lost it, and I lost it too. I was corpsing in my own house. Lords of the Fallen is such a terrible... Like, it's not even Lord of the Fallen. It's Lords of the Fallen. It's such generic, dumb, terrible name. But the only reason I remember it is because they had Mother... They had that fucking song. On the same day where every former Rock Band dev was in pain upon seeing tweets about Rock Band being in the retro area of Gamescom. Yes. Not just because it's a retro game, but also because they all remember the nightmare that is Gamescom. Because Gamescom is a huge industry event, and then it's a huger open to the public event. It's E3 and PAX, and just like, and everyone on, every harmonics, person has less than fond memories of working in Cologne where you just can't get ice. There just isn't ice available. So it's just hot as balls, and also there's no way to cool down. It's a bad time for them. So everyone has bad memories about Gamescom. Yeah, it is retro. Let's see. Hey, why does the CEO of the team that's making, or the devs that are making Callisto Protocol, why is he their mouthpiece? He shouldn't be. He should just be the CEO. Why is he on stage? Why is he saying words like crazy combat and the gore system? Now, he can say the gore system without laughing, so that's good, because you need to do that. You need to say the name of your nonsense words that you're saying, the gore system. You need to say that with a straight face, so good for him, I guess. But like, what are we doing? Why is this your guy? Come on. That's nonsense. So he's one of Jeff's new friends. I guess so. The Benz is back. We knew that. We knew the Benz, the closer for Rockstar, who went off to do other things, or various shenanigans and tomfoolery took place. Benz has been out. The Benz is back. The game Everywhere, which I was joking when I said, oh, Everywhere. It's the metaverse. They want it to be the metaverse. It's a thing you could do. It's a multiplayer game where you can be anywhere and do anything with your friends, which is cute and fun. But it's definitely, I was like, this is definitely a goddamn metaverse thing, huh? And then they were like, hey, it's coming out in 2023. There's shooting. There's like a third person shooter. But also, we're trying to hire blockchain engineers. And everyone was like, is this game on the fucking blockchain? Is this an NFT bullshit? What are you doing? And they're like, no. This isn't on the blockchain. Don't worry about it. But we're not opposed. We're not going to like turn our nose on new technology just because it's unpopular. And it was like, why not? Why wouldn't you? What are you talking about? And they also are still hiring blockchain engineers. So, like, fuck off. So it's not an NFT game, but it could be. Fun fact, going to the website for that game will max out your CPU usage. That does not surprise me. I have not visited the website for everywhere. And that's all I've got was like, hey, the AW game looks cool. I know that. I can tell you that looks cool. I can tell you about those things. I think there's an indie showcase that probably already happened or it's happening tomorrow. I can't remember. That I'll do some research on that, but I didn't for today. I'm sorry. But yeah, I don't have anything else to report about Gamescom. There were a lot of European games. Moving Out 2. I've never streamed Moving Out because it's a game that is best played with other people. But I played Moving Out 1 and it was really good. So Moving Out 2, sure, I'll play more of that with crew. You can still do it. You can still do it over the internet. Apparently, they're not taking that away. So sure. Now to talk about video games that I have played, and I also want to hear from you. I want to hear from you about things that you watched, things that you saw, things that you have been consuming. What are you playing? What are you watching? What's got you good? What's got you motivated and goddamn excited? I put this on backwards. I'm just realizing now. I put this on backwards. I put the legs on wrong, friends. I put the legs on wrong and I put these on wrong. So I'm going to fix my goddamn mistake. I was like, these front skirts these back things keep falling off. That's because they're the front ones. So they weren't on right. You got sucked into Fortnite. Dragon Ball fucking got me. Also watched the new movie. It was fun. Have not seen the new movie. Don't plan to see the new movie in theaters. So have not seen it. We'll see it at some point. So I played last night on stream Arcade Spirits. You can find that on my VODs page. Hey, spoiler alert. Arcade Spirits. Sorry, I keep doing it. Arcade Paradise. Arcade Spirits is a really good game. The first and the new challengers. Arcade Spirits is really good, but I'm talking about Arcade Paradise. I played Arcade Paradise last night, and that game fucking kicks ass. Arcade Paradise is really good. The part that I don't play enough of is the video games in the arcade, but eventually you can automate, eventually you can automate a lot of the laundry loop of washing, putting in the dryer, taking out of the dryer, putting into place for pickup, getting paid. That loop, apparently, eventually you can automate some, and then you have more time to play the games. That has not happened to me yet. I do not have all the time for the games, so I have been mostly focusing on getting money, enough money for the jukebox. Why is this like this? Why is this being weird? Stop being weird. Front skirts are always the bane of my existence. Front skirts are always like just too weird. Just a little too weird. I need these to be less weird. They're always like kind of weird. Like, why are you popping out? What happened to you? Let's see. Thinking about buying a month of Fortnite Crew so I can get V-Bucks to buy the Fusion Dance. All right, Lord Crashington. I got Saints Row in from Gamefly and finished the intro mission, which was not good. Yeah, I have a couple friends that are enjoying their time with Saints Row. And look, Stockholm Syndrome isn't actually... This is a public service announcement. Stockholm Syndrome isn't real. It's not real. It was made up because there is a belief among fucking men out there that like sometimes women could fall in love with their captors. So Stockholm Syndrome isn't a fucking real thing. But I do think that some people are like, I love Saints Row. I'm going to find a way to love this. Because everything I have seen about this game is balls. But there are some people I know out there who are like, hell yeah, new Saints Row. Did you see the new Saints Row? And I'm like, yes. I've seen a lot of the new Saints Row. I don't want to spend $60 on that shit. It seems bad. But there are some people out there that are having a good time with it. And God bless them. I hope it never crashes for you. I watched the Netflix Sandman show, says Lashbrook. As someone who hasn't read the comics, I thought it was really good. Yeah, I have not watched it yet because I do not have Netflix right now. I will get Netflix at some point so that I can watch it along with some anime. I mean, I'm going to have to get it when the season's over because I want to watch Isekai Uncle. And I want to watch the last season of Komi Can't Communicate, which I missed because I didn't have Netflix then. So I will get it at some point, but Isekai Uncle apparently is a really good adaptation, so I do want to see it. Yeah, that's kind of been it. I'm playing Hearthstone. They're adding gems, folks. They're gonna add you could buy card pack. You'll still be able to buy card packs, but you used to be able to buy things for cash money. And then you earn gold. And Hearthstone's going to be putting in a system where you spend real money for gem things that you then use in place of gold, which the currency rate will be, of course, you'll buy more gems than you need. Because if it was like, now that's not going to be about expansions, but that'll be like, it won't affect me, but it will affect a lot of people. And it's most likely they're doing it because of exchange rate changes in different countries and stuff. But, like, it's still not a good sign if you want to play that game like I want to play that game. She-Hulk has been good so far, says Lord Crashington. I love the post-credit scene for the first episode. Ends with her yelling, Captain America fucks. I did not know that happened, but sure. I have not watched any of She-Hulk. I don't generally watch Marvel TV stuff. I haven't, I just don't. I kind of love mediocre and our broken open world games, so I'm pretty excited for Saints Row. Yeah, Bobby. Also, hi, Bobby. I hope it gets patched so it doesn't crash. Like, if it's janky, sure. If people are, like, phasing through walls. But if you can't, like, finish missions, like, there are missions, like, Dan Reichert had that bug where he could only walk. He couldn't run or enter vehicles or shoot anything or jump or do anything. And it affected all his previous saves. Like, that's game breaking in a way that, like, look, are some members of the community going to make patches that you can download on Nexus Mod Manager? Possibly it'll be on the Vortex and you can make it work. But, like, that's going to be a lot of work. And the person who was most involved in that ended up becoming a community manager and did pass away. So, like, there are still active other modders in the community, and hopefully there'll be some goddamn patches, but, like, who the fuck knows if there'll be a lot of when those patches are coming and who's making them. So that doesn't feel like a $60 janky mess. That feels like a $30 janky mess. Because this commentary comes from several people. I'm not coming to this myself. Several people have said, look, if they fix all the bugs, then it's just mediocre and not that funny. But it would still be nice if they fix that. My main issue with Saints Row right now is that normal classes aren't clear. Glasses aren't clear. They're all fucked up, which bugs me a lot as a person that wears glasses and see how many games don't do them right. Yes, I can see that. You want to see the face that you've made. You want to see the eyes that you've made. You don't want to hide. You don't want them to hide that stuff. I understand. That makes sense to me. I get what you're saying there. That is weird. I mean, my biggest issue with the game is that it it doesn't seem to be that fun and buggy as hell. And I want a good experience for my friends. And it doesn't seem like my friends are going to get that good experience. All right. So, we are going to finish. We're not going to finish the backpack. We're going to get some of the backpack. We're going to get done. We're not going to finish this backpack. We're going to get some of it done, and then we're not going to get to the weapons. The weapons will be next stream. Next stream will be weapons and transforming it into its flight mode. But we did body complete this kit, and again, when it transforms, these weird side skirt backpack pieces are gonna become like the claws, like the landing. It's weird. They look normal in the editor, but not in the game world. Yeah, I mean, look, I'm sure Lord Crash did it like many other things. I'm sure that was on the list of things that they wanted to fix. It's probably on their bugs list. Like, hey, the glasses don't behave properly. But it was probably very low on that list, and they just didn't fucking get to it. Oh, what we got going on here? Puppet Jared just raided with a party of 13. Welcome, Raiders. Hey, everybody. Hi, I'm Pat Baer. I build model kits and talk about anime and video games and wrestling and all kinds of things. Thank you very much for everyone that's stopping in. Thank you to Jared for that. I'm sure you watched some horrible cartoons, and I think that I think you're all very brave for watching those bad cartoons. Let's go back to this. We were talking about a good cartoon, Bucky O'Hare and the Toad Wars, or Bucky O'Hare and the Toad Menace. Oh, you mean wonderful cartoons? Yes, wonderful cartoons. We were talking earlier about Bucky O'Hare. I said Bucky, Captain Bucky O'Hare. 13 episodes for that. It ran in 1991 for 13 straight episodes. Hey, here's a fun fact about Bucky O'Hare. It ran in the United States. It ran in Canada. It ran in the UK. And then there was a VHS collection. But in the UK, they only put 2 episodes on each VHS tape. But Pat, you say, there are 13 episodes. What do they do for the 7th VHS tape? And the answer is there wasn't a 7th VHS tape. They only put out 6 VHS tapes. So if you didn't watch the 13th episode when it aired on television, you just didn't get the 13th episode until they put out a DVD, a Region 2 DVD that had the 13th episode. And it's just like, that fucking sucks. One, you're only getting 2 episodes per VHS tape. That already sucks. But 2, you don't even get the full amount. Like, holy shit. That fucking sucks for the United Kingdom. I'm glad they got that DVD. Look, is Captain Bucky O'Hare a great cartoon? No. But is it a good cartoon? Yes. Is it an isekai? Is it a different world cartoon? Also, yes. Because it's a dimensional... because the photon accelerator that Willie, or Willis, I can't remember, the human boy makes his photon accelerator, which links with the photon accelerator on their ship, Bucky O'Hare's ship, and then our dude ends up there, and in the comic book, he could travel back and forth, but in the cartoon, he was stuck there. So it's an isekai. He goes to a different world. I have seen his face somewhere before, but no idea where it was. I don't know if you're talking about me or if you're talking about Bucky O'Hare because you looked it up. Captain Bucky O'Hare. It's a cartoon based on a comic book that I never read the comic book, but I did watch the cartoon quite a bit. Bucky. Yes, Captain Bucky O'Hare. It's got a good song to it. They had a really good theme that kind of told you the plot of it. It's a good enough cartoon. let's see. We'll hang out for a bit. We weren't gonna, I'm gonna go to 11 here. We're working on this Raider Gundam here, doing model kit stuff. The Raider Full Mechanics. Full Mechanics is not the name of this model kit. This is the Raider Gundam model kit. Full Mechanics is a descriptor for the type of model kit that this is, which is obviously a weird thing. Full Mechanics just means that it is not a graded kit. It is not a high grade or a master grade. It just means that it is. There are some gimmicks. There are some things that happen in this kit that make it different from other model kits. In some ways, it is more hollow and easier build than some other kits, but in other ways, it's got a lot of weird tricks to it and a lot of weird stuff, which they call gimmicks, which I appreciate because that's also a wrestling terminology, and I like when wrestling terminology shows up in other things. But we'll get this backpack together. This backpack, which is also important. If you're looking at this, you go like, oh, cool. Why does the backpack have a gun? I need you to pay attention to this here. You see this? How this looks like a cockpit, but it's part of the backpack? This is your easy indication that this model kit has a transformation where it goes from robot form into some kind of flight mode because either the shield or the backpack has a cockpit like that to it. That is a easy look. If you're ever looking at a model kit and you're like, I don't know anything about this anime or this kit from this anime. And you look at it and you go, that shield looks like a cockpit, or that backpack is cockpit-like. The answer to that is, oh yeah, this is 100% a kit that has a transformation. And it won't know what to do with the legs because only one flying kit I've ever seen has ever figured out what to do with the legs. Most of them don't have any clue what to do with them. The Epion makes the legs two heads because it is a two-headed dragon, and it kind of works. That's the only one in my mind that kind of works. Everything else just has the legs like fold up in the back and kind of be like rocket boosters, I guess. Maybe if you squint really hard. But we'll at least get some of this cockpit together of the backpack. Today we did the waist, which was a lot of parts, and we did the side skirts, which are these claws, which don't do anything in the normal part of the kit, but when we transform, it'll become the legs of it. Because it's kind of like a bird-like flight mode, if that makes any sense. Let's see. We talked about video games and stuff that we've been playing. I'm going to New York this weekend. Haven't been in a long time. Very excited to go back to New York. Because as I said, it's been quite some time. It has been over 2 years since I've been in New York City. All of my model kit haunts are closed. They went like online only. Now Gundam Planet probably would have reopened at one point, but they had heavy damage to their building unrelated to COVID. And the latest update from them is we have everything but a door. I feel bad because literally they replied to my tweet saying sorry because I put like all of my usual places aren't open. And they're like, sorry. It's like, I'm sure they get like, hey, when are you opening all the time? Like every day, I'm sure. So they don't need me complaining, which is why I didn't tag them. I did include Gundam Planet, but you had to search for the name. But they got somebody else tagged them, so they came in to be like, hey, sorry. Which they did not have to do because, as I said, I don't blame them. They don't have a front door right now. Like, what am I like? What am I asking for? Like, I'm not asking for shit. Like, you don't have to worry about me. Store. All right. So, how does this pop in? Sorry. Oh, it goes like that? Okay. All right. So this is the almost done with the back part. We'll get the last pieces we need, which is F8 and I2. Great. So I got recommended a store I have not been to before. I will be going to The Shop, DASHOP, The Shop Corporation. Now, does that sound like a front for some sort of illegal operation? Yes. Does the store itself, because looking from Google and Yelp, does the store itself look like it is a import exporter where I would need to have a wholesale license to go and shop there? Also, yes. But apparently it's a retail shop in Chinatown called The Shop Corporation, and they sell a bunch of shit. And because other people were like, hey, you want to go to Lunar Toy Store? And I'm like, I've been to Lunar in Queens, right? Yeah. In Astoria. No, they're closed there. Oh, they're like, okay, well, you want to go to the other one in Flushing. It's like, I'm not going to fuck. Like, look, if you're already in Queens, going to like you're already in Astoria, going to Flushing's not too bad. If you're in Brooklyn, like I'm going to be, going to Astoria is not, like, going to Astoria, that's fine. It's okay. It's doable. Going to Flushing, I'm like, no, that's not happening. I'm not going to fucking Flushing, Queens. So I'm going to try out the Shop Corporation because Image Anime and Lunar and Gundam Planet all don't have physical locations where you go. You go meet the nanny. Yes, the nanny is there. You're right, Lashbrook. But I don't think I'm going to meet the nanny. We're just doing some panel lining here on this red. But yeah, I don't know. As I said before, I could come back with some model kits. I have some room. My suitcase, I'm putting, it's a carry-on on the way up, but on the way back, I'm putting it on the plane because it's going to have a bunch of gear in it that I don't want to, that I want to just check. So I will be able to take like a canvas bag that I have with me as a carry-on if I need to, or if I want to. So I will have room to pull a kit up if I want to do that. We're using our brown marker here on this red. We're just hitting all of the panel lines quick and dirty. We're doing the quick and dirty method. And then we'll come back and hit it with the eraser and clean up any extra there. Just hitting it with the brown. It works really well on the red. The black is too much. Some people use black on red. I've said this earlier, but not me. This is the color combination I like. Kind of red, brown on red, black on gold and yellow. That just works for me. And then gray on white or any light, color. Pink. That kind of color scheme. I use the gray marker on. All right, now I could just clean this all up. We're not done with the backpack. We got to build like the big wings. Got to put the big wings on, which we will do at a certain point here. We'll do that on Monday. Monday is going to be the stream where I finish all this up. Again, my schedule. Saturday, a TBD, probably 5 p.m. Eastern if the Airbnb I'm staying at has a decent enough connection that I can stream from. If it does, then I will stream on Saturday, and you should come and watch that stream as I talk about being in New York and all that. And then Monday, 10 p.m. Eastern, instead of my usual 9 p.m. Eastern, I will be finishing this kit up, doing the weapons and the rest of the backpack on Monday. Finish that up, and then if there's time on that stream, I will start doing Lego, because that'll be fun. That is going to do it for our stream tonight. We are going to wrap things up. We end every stream here with a raid. We always end with a raid. We're going to go find somebody in the community. Oh, if you came in, I should say this before we find out somebody to go raid. If you came in from Jared's stream, if you're here from Jake, consider giving me a follow. We're currently at 1,798 followers. If 2 people followed me, I would be at 1,800 followers, and that's a fun number. Don't need to, but you could if you wanted to. Thank you for the follow. Appreciate that. Thank you. We're so close to 1,800. That's nice. But thank you for the follow. Appreciate that very much. All right, we are gonna raid. We're gonna find somebody awesome in the community. Oh, we got it. We did it. We did it. Euler's number and Heroth Gaming both gave me a follow, getting us up to 1,800 followers. That's so nice. Thank you very much. I'm gonna hit the applause there. What the applause. But yeah, we are going to go raid. I'm going to go find somebody doing some cool shit for us to go hang out with. I appreciate you being here. Thanks, everybody, for hanging out tonight. Let's see. Who do we got? Who's doing stuff that we want to go hang out with? We're going to go raid Liz Star. Liz is fantastic. She's playing a bunch of games. It looks like maybe she's going to play some Pikmin. I don't know if she's there yet. She's a VTuber with a lovely community. Liz does a lot of retro stuff, does a lot of speedrun stuff. You may know Liz from that, and has a fantastic community of awesome people. So we are going to go give Liz a raid. I hope you have a great night. Thanks so much, everybody, for spending some of your time with me. Thanks for coming in on the raid. I hope you all have a great evening. So click that view button, confirm that you're coming with us as we go hang out with Liz, who is... doing some cool shit, I think, soon. So we're going to do that. Oh, she's breaking out Free McBoot. I don't know what we're going to see with Liz. But anyway, thank you all so much for coming. I hope you have a great night. I will see you on the next one. Goodbye, everybody. Goodbye, 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 goodbye.